This segment is sponsored by Alice Law. Nowadays, the internet has made do-it-yourselfing easy as can be, but there are some things that are best left to the experts. And one of those things is planning for the future, creating a will or an estate plan. Tim Alice is here for Alice Law to answer some common planning questions and make the case for expert assistance. Hi, Tim.
Hey, Catherine.
I'm guessing you've seen it go horribly wrong when people try to go it alone on something as important as planning for the future, right?
Yeah. One of the common things that we see is people just have this misunderstanding of how things work. Either they think it's rocket science and they got 1,000 decisions to make. It just leads to inaction. And, it doesn't have to be hard to do. You just have to engage with somebody who does this every day and knows the right questions to ask.
Yeah. Well, I want to ask you some of the questions that you frequently get. This will help folks kind of, understand their need to talk to you. What happens if I die without a plan? I have a will. Is that enough?
Sure. Well, whether you have a will or no plan at all, probate is required. So a common misconception is that a will, if you put a will in place, it'll help you avoid the probate court. Right now, this is false. A will actually is it's legal instructions for the probate court to ensure that your estate, your estate is just what you die with, the stuff you die with, and make sure that your estate is distributed as you wish. So the way we like to say it, a will means you will go through probate court for certain assets. So if you have a will or no plan at all, you're going to go through the probate court.
Okay. What is a Ladybird deed? And does one make sense for me? How do I know?
Yeah. So Ladybird deeds can be great planning tools, but they must be used with great caution. So what a Ladybird deed is it's nothing more than a beneficiary designation for your house or any other real estate that you own. So you know how you have a beneficiary designation on a retirement plan like a 401k or a life insurance policy? Mm-hmm. It's no different with a Ladybird deed. It's just like putting a beneficiary designation so that upon your death, your house will go to the people that you've designated it should go to, and it avoids probate. So, however, so that's great. You avoided probate with a Ladybird deed, but there's some reasons that you have to proceed with caution. So let's just take an example. You have 3 children, and after your death, your property goes in equal shares to all 3 of those children. Well, one child wants to live there. Maybe the other 2 want to sell it, or one wants to rent it out and make money off of it, and the other 2 want to sell it. Well, the reality is all 3 of the owners have to agree on what to do with this property. All 3 signatures have to be on that deed transferring it to the buyer. And, other things that could get in the way. What if one of the owners say, I'm not going to pay the property taxes. You guys get that. You cover that. What if one child has a lawsuit against him and the property is now at risk to paying off that lawsuit? So a Ladybird deed is great for probate avoidance, but don't use it without discussing it with an experienced estate attorney first. There are other good ways to handle real estate.
All right. What is a trust and what does it do in an estate plan?
Sure. Well, a trust is simply another of the many legal tools we use to accomplish certain objectives of the plan. So you first need to understand what your objectives are, right? So it may be to protect young children from themselves, or if you're divorced, you want to ensure that if you die, your ex-spouse doesn't get the money, or you have a child with special needs or a business owner. So all of and the list goes on and on, but a trust can handle all of these. So a trust is just a tool that we put assets into it so that it avoids probate on death. So when you die, your estate doesn't have to go to the probate court, which is great. And then the money can be distributed according to your terms.
Yeah. All right. So many questions, and I'm sure folks don't even know what they don't know. That's why you need the help of an expert, and it is time to get to work on planning. So let the team from Alice Law help you out. Visit their website. It is alicelaw.com, or give them a call, 616-365-5055. Tim, thank you.
Thanks, Catherine.